This is a prelude to my 2019 film, an exercise in my ability to take a photo a day of what I believe to be the most significant and meaningful part of my day. I'm going to practice reminiscing and writing down my thoughts on the image and the day it is revolved around. This short will be dedicated to the month of September in the year 2018, seen and experienced by the narrator and the creator, I, Con O'Leary. I am beginning on the 3rd of the 9th, 2018, a Monday, as that is the date of when I purchased the camera and allows me to finish on the exact last day of the month. I don't expect anyone to be interested and dedicated to this project, as I see it as purely a personal experiment for my own unknown gain. On this day, I laid in bed for an unreasonable amount of time, with knowledge that I had nothing planned for the day. I got a call from my dear friend Ingrid Trivett, who saved me from a lifeless day. We were accompanied by Brittany White and Lachlan Robinson, two new friends of mine. We traversed the local playground recollecting memories of our days as kids, and the local plaza. This image was taken outside in the car park. Ingrid, Lockie and Britt in frame, and Ingrid's car, Fifi. Ingrid has been a good friend of mine for over 6 years, due to her inappropriate humour and out there attitude. Lockie, for the short time I have known him, is a cognizant man. Britt has been a fellow local with whom I've had little contact with until now. She has a close personality to Ingrid, easy to get along with. 4th of the 9th, 2018. This image encapsulates the days dedicated to hanging with friends. Being raised on the Ninch limited our range of activities, leaving the only options getting food, going op shopping, going to the beach, saying hello to friends that are working and spending money on useless items, which is exactly what we did on this fine weather day. I was accompanied with two good friends, Jay Hodgson and Jack Pole, seated on a bench opposite the beach with a cigar in Jack's mouth. Jay Hodgson is a man of a distinct style, fashion and interest in music, born in the wrong era. With similar materialistic habits to myself, always collecting vinyls and CDs, he is a shy yet cynical bastard. Jack Pole and I have a very similar taste, with similar interests and goals. His interests lie with filmmaking, video games, art, Dungeons and Dragons and bongs. I admire his philosophical views and deeper interpretations of life. 5th of the 9th, 2018. I awoke early at 5:30am to get ready and travel to university. This is apt for living on the Ninch, desolated from uni and the city. I had an 8:30 class, which saw me finalise the edit for my short film, Knife to Meet You, which I am proudly disappointed in. This image depicts my two newest and fondest friends, which I made through uni. 80% of my year has been dedicated to spending time with them. Rachel Vowles on the left, an enthusiastic, perfect embodiment of a woman. She has a true understanding and caring attitude. Nick Ray framed on the right. It astounds me how similar our sense of humours are. He is an inspiration due to his hard work and commitment and a motivation to myself, always pushing me to be my best. Two friendships built up in mere 7 months, yet will last the rest of our lives. 6th of the 9th, 2018. This Thursday was devoted to adventuring with my beloved Neve Emile Marsh. We travelled to Queenscliff on a ferry whilst the sun was out. We spent the day walking up and down the main street, checking out the op shops and vintage stores. Neve is one of my closest friends ever since I made her profile picture a photo of my nipples. I've never felt a bad emotion whilst hanging out with her due to her carefree, cheerful attitude. She is witty and angelic, as she is outside as she is inside. As it is typical for Melbourne weather, it turned from bright skies to heavy rainfall in mere seconds. This photo sums up that drastic change, as we could only take an inside photo on the ferry. It also sums up Neve's breezy personality, as she still has a big grin on her face. 7th of the 9th, 2018. Delphine Burgess and the Cape Shank Lighthouse. We traversed a pebble beach, replacing the initials of somebody else inside a love heart with our own initials. We became accidental Bonnie and Clyde when we left a cafe forgetting to pay. I made an Instagram post about our first house, marriage and honeymoon on this day. Delphi, a dear high school friend of mine. We have so many memories and inside jokes together. A person that makes me struggle with the concept of love. We have a mutual love for reading, watching movies and listening to music. 8th of the 9th, 2018. I attempted to capture a photo of all the boys that I was going to Mornington with this night. Unknowingly, to use flash you have to hold the button, which I did not know to do. Therefore, this photo was not developed. Though my hopes were that I would encapsulate Lockie, Kalani, Tyler, Jared and Marcus on our way to Mornington through the 7-fucking-8-8. Lockie Glover, your typical Aussie fella, a man who always has my back. loves himself some vagina. Kalani, a combination of nicety, humour and sick cunt. Tyler, a cute, whipped, dirty-handed fella who likes Fortnite a little too much. Jared Richards, a friend since primary school, the sort of person who limits his speech to only the perfect and necessary moments. Footy malt with a healthy drinking problem and the sort of bloke you want on your side. Marcus Lloyd, a man with no limits, no time for a break with him. 9th of the 9th, 2018. I do not recall much about the capturing of this photo and the events surrounding it. All I can confidently say, it was a group photo on the D floor at the shitty club. Captured is Neve, Annabelle, Sophie, Jesse, Lockie, Jared, Kalani, Marcus, Tyler, and half of Delphi's face. 10th of the 9th, 2018. Mondays are not so bad when you are spending it with Neve O'Connell. I travelled an hour and 30 minutes just to see her, and she pushed through her sickness just to spend time with me. We had our usual chinwag about work, friends, family and life. We got a coffee at a record store / cafe and went op shopping. Pictured is Neve with her coffee attempting to cover her face, unnecessarily. Neve O'Connell laughs at my jokes, great to spend time with, a beautiful human being. 11th of the 9th, 2018. I spent this afternoon with Neve and Eliza Nags. We used and abused this glimmer of nice weather by going to multiple beaches and Rye Pier. We proceeded to the Rosebud Cinemas where we watched a film that does not deserve to be credited. If I was not with Eliza and Neve, I would call it a waste of time. It was your stereotypical, repetitive, cliche, boring, cheat, jump scare filled horror movie. Eliza and I describe our friendship as uncommon. We were both fellow students at high school and were only ever acquaintances. Yet now high school is finished, we have become drastically closer in the past year. Eliza Nags. It's hard to put my finger on a distinct reason I like her so much. She is caring and will always have my back. 12th of the 9th, 2018. Why is something that is externally repetitive not internally feel repetitive? For example, Neve and cafes. In frame is Neve with her go-to caramel latte sitting in an egg chair. We discussed our appeal and want for our house, which we hope to move into next year. Neve is a rare person I see myself being able to share a house with. I feel our arguments would be minimal and short. 13th of the 9th, 2018. This day was devoted to a short film production for uni. Director, Stephen Peralta, the pinnacle and definition of cool, has the best style in everything. First AD, Mario Arahita, the best guy to spark a joint with. Sound operator, Jack Donald McDowell, Napoleon Dynamite, the best guy to have a drink with, one of those people that you trust and believe whatever he says. He seems so wise. Lighting operator, Keshi Sakladin. 14th of the 9th, 2018. One of those days that starts off as a casual drink at 3 PM that turns into an intoxicated mess of a night ending up at a shitty club. This photo was taken at The Local, with Jacob Chipper Chipperfield and Mitchell Minnie Shearer. We traversed from the Sereno Hotel to the Sereno Brew House for a burger and more beers. After this we went to an undisclosed place that does not deserve to be mentioned due to the shame it will bring me. Jacob Chipperfield, a man that I've been good friends with for a long time. He is undeniably one of the most beautiful human beings, and I envy his quickly growing luscious beard. Mitchell Shearer, an athletic son of a gun, can learn anything in a matter of seconds. I envy his laid-backness. We used to be the same size, but he's now traversed to taller things. That son of a bitch. 15th of the 9th, 2018. A common Saturday night for myself is going to our local bar, Salt. Even though I find it undesirable, it is something to do and there was always people I know there. I went with Neve and Annabelle Caddy. I do not know what they were trying to do in this photo. I think Annabelle was trying to get them to drink at the same time, but that did not work out. Annabelle Caddy. I crown her the most beautiful person I know. I enjoy spending time with her due to her never-ending convos and her openness. I dropped Annabelle home, but we stayed in our car for a good hour having a D&M and listening to Black Eyed Peas. 16th of the 9th, 2018. Today was filled with nothing but work and rest. This photo is of my beloved room setup where I spend majority of my free time. It is where I study, make scripts, edit videos, browse the interwebs, and play video games. My record player is probably my most prized possession, video games, Blu-rays, books, and CD collections. Though you cannot see any of what I've just mentioned because the photo turned out shit. 17th of the 9th, 2018. Another day wasted. I spent part of my day with my dog, Elvis. He has grown up with me since I was 5, which makes him nearly 13. He's been there majority of my life. I've always known him for his outgoing crazy behaviour, never being very good with other humans or dogs due to jumping all over them. I am not able to show him my full affection as I'm allergic to him. If I touch him, I have a reaction. If I do pat him, I have to scrub the shit out of my hands. With old age, he is becoming deaf and blind, but still lives in peace and prosperity. 18th of the 9th, 2018. Today marked the beginning of my parents' adventure to the UK for a month. This is special for them as it is their first time going on a big trip whilst I've been alive, and Mum's first time ever going overseas. As of now, I do not feel any melancholy of their departure due to having a house to myself, but I estimate I will inevitably sorrow. I can tell Dad's smile is forced as he has a hard time pulling one. I can tell Mum's is innocent, beautiful smile with a side of anxiety. Mum, Pauline, the most kind-hearted soul, who I thank for bringing me up with an attitude of avoiding conflict and to appreciate things in life. Dad, Martin, a man who has brought me up with ideal morals and opinions and a strange sense of humour. I never know how to fully show my appreciation without forcing a cringe thank you on the rare occasion of a birthday or Christmas, so on. So I hope the thank you I place in this is believable. Thank you. 19th of the 9th, 2018. This was one of those days where I had to consider what to take a photo of, as there was multiple things happening in that day. I had a picnic, went to the movies, but instead I got a photo of Eliza and Neve with David Attenborough. We could watch and listen to his voice on repeat for eternity. Sadly, all you can really make out of this photo is David Attenborough on the television screen. 20th of the 9th, 2018. One of my favourite parts of filmmaking is the initial creation, birth and development of an idea. Though not always helpful, I love to start a script straight away with an idea. This photo is of my most recent script, titled Use Safely, Beware, about teenagers in a small town trying to steal a USB and about our generation's urgency for information. Sadly, this photo did not turn out so well. 21st of the 9th, 2018. This photo was taken at Tate's house party. I honestly do not recall taking this image. I had not been to a house party for a long time due to most people going to bars or pubs these days. Thank you, Tate, for reminding me why I loved house parties so much. It was a hella fun night. In the photo is Nick, Michael, Jack and Noah. 22nd of the 9th, 2018. During a peak of intoxication, I took a photo of Rachel just before our bedtime late in the morning at Nick's house. Apparently my drunk self is not able to take quality photos, as this photo was not worthy of being developed. 23rd of the 9th, 2018. I decided to take a photo of myself in the mirror as it was a day dedicated to self-reflection, as I mostly do when hungover. I would talk about my opinions about myself, but I feel like I would write about how I intend to portray myself rather than how I actually come across. 24th of the 9th, 2018. This photo is meant to be of the book I'm currently reading, Inherent Vice, but it wasn't worthy of being developed. 25th of the 9th, 2018. Ingrid, Swade, Chipper, Minnie, Jacob Maynard, and Lockie all came to the Morgan's Beach Shack, which is where Cheap Tuesdays is. I see it being a new tradition. All came around to mine after for a chinwag and a go at Red Dead Redemption. Chipper and Lockie fought each other with their piss. We watched the shittiest scary film. The only good scene was a naked chick getting ripped apart in half by a vagina. 26th of the 9th, 2018. Marcus, Neve and Eliza showed up at mine and I made the decision we would walk to the beach. Nothing more to it. We walked there and got a photo in front of a beach shack. Neve was wearing 3 of my jumpers, the Mad Woman. 27th of the 9th, 2018. Captured is members from New Wave, hard at work on new projects at Jordan's house. New Wave is a collective of creatives that have come together to create a group in which shares their content on social media and web-based sources. Our goal is to promote, build, help and produce content to open up Melbourne's creative scene. There is musicians, filmmakers, writers, fashion designers, photographers and so on. Our current office space is a guy named Jordan's shed, which is pictured. Bottom left is Holly, one of the wildest chicks I've ever met. 1st of the 10th, 2018. Due to some undesirable events, my camera was misplaced and I was unable to attain it until the 1st. I missed 3 perfect fucking photo opportunities, but these photos from October do make up for them. This photo is of Suede on her 19th birthday before we spent the day in a Turo busy Sorrento. Suede is one of the rare people I trust with my words and secrets. She has a perfect blend of humour and seriousness. Her sarcasm always beats me. I envy her set opinions and morals. Another photo on this day is of Sophie Williams, who helped me make multiple healthy dishes to survive on whilst my parents are away. Pictured is $90 worth of food, which we made over 5 dishes with. 2nd of the 10th, 2018. An image in between perfect photo opportunities. Before this image we were eating at our weekly Cheap Tuesdays destination. $12 burgers, $5 beers. After this photo we raced each other in our cars and attempted donuts. Currently, we were just awkwardly standing in front of Blake Mead's car. In summary, procrastination will inevitably get the better of me. This was a very unproductive month. I did not get much done, lost a lot of money. It was a month of leisure, spending a lot of time with friends, and doing what I love. I built friendships stronger.